Good morning, class. Welcome to week 6. This week, we're going to be engaged in dealing with interpersonal relationships. As we look at interpersonal relationships this week, we're going to be looking at forms of interpersonal relationship. As we address the forms of interpersonal relationship, we want to look at relationships between individuals and organizations. Some of you may be a part of a nonprofit organization, may be a part of a volunteer organization. And so these tools will help in cultivating those interpersonal relationships. Also, we want to be take a look at personal working relationships. And maybe some of you are part of a sports team or a sports organization. Even this week, we're going to be looking at relationships that exist between men and women, relationships of love, marriage, family member relationships and relatives. You may have a favorite cousin or a favorite uncle. Want to also look at relationship between parents and children. That's always a unique look or observation, how these relationships exist and how they are cultivated. Also, we want to look at relationship between friends. Some of you may have a best friend. Relationships in groups are important. How are these relationships formed, and how are these relationships cultivated? How are these relationships maintained? And so this week, we're going to be looking at communication patterns in these relationships and learning how to maintain these relationships. There are various stages in these relationships, and so we want to look at how to effectively start interpersonal relationships. We want to look at what makes a healthy relationship or unhealthy relationship, types of relationships, and the expectations that we place in these relationships, what to look for, what to expect, what are deal breakers in these relationships. I want to look at how to start relationships, how to build relationships, how to maintain relationships. And so interpersonal relationships are essential as we chart our trajectory through life. These relationships help in networking. Some of you may be entrepreneurs and want to do a better job at networking. And so learning the components of ensuring that we are making an impact will be helpful. How to maintain these friendships. Some of you have had friends since kindergarten, 5, 6 years old. And there are some essential things that have gone on in these relationships to help you maintain these relationships. And so this week, we want you to look at week 6 module. In addition to looking at week 6 module, in the next coming days, I'll be posting your second written paper, which deals with communication and leadership. And so I'll provide you a list of leaders, and we want you to research not only the leaders, their impact, but we want you to examine their communication methods. Also, I want to remind you that there is a discussion board question. It is imperative that each of you give your initial response by Wednesday of each week. This ensures that your classmates have enough time to respond to you and to respond to other students. And so delaying your initial response causes the class to have to wait and to continue to check. So Wednesday is a great time to have your initial response. Again, if there are any questions this week, please don't hesitate to reach out to me by email, by post, and I'll ensure that I'll get back in touch with you as soon as possible. Have a great week.